It's 8:52. I'm leaving camp. Let's see if I can make it up this road to Geyser Pass. I got about 11 hours of sleep last night. It was cold and I just stayed bundled up in my 2 sleeping bags. It stayed nice and warm. Okay, so this road is just dead-ended at a big circle here. I guess that's what it shows on my map, but I just figured this map was old. I'll have to go try one of these other routes, see if I can get up to the pass that way. I've seen lots of hunters out this morning in their ATVs and UTVs and trucks, all decked out in orange. I think I'm probably the only non-hunter up here. This is the back side of Mount Peel here. I camped 2 nights ago on the other side. I came up from the other side when I climbed it yesterday. Still on the road though, still trying to get to Geyser Pass. This is Mount Mellenthin, I believe. Well, I'm at Geyser Pass. It's a bit anticlimactic. There are trees everywhere, so you can't really see anything. But it's 10,538 feet, according to my map here. I'm gonna turn left, head back to Moab. This is a really pretty drive, even though I can't see anything right now. It's been a great drive, and the road actually hasn't been too bad. Okay, so I'm at the Squaw Spring Trailhead up in the Sal Mountains. I think that this is the trailhead for a natural arch and for a waterfall. It's Saturday, it's the weekend, it's October. These are all bad things for the Moab area. This is when Moab is the most crowded, and so there are a few other cars at the trailhead. I won't have it to myself. That's okay. I am definitely above Moab right now. This is the Moab Valley out here. Gonna switch into my hiking shoes and start the hike. I don't think it's a very long hike, but I think it's pretty steep. Guess we'll see. Okay, so the waterfall is back in here. It's hard to see. I can see it a little bit back here, I think. And then the arch is right here. It's like a waterfall mixed with a slot canyon. You can't even see the waterfall up here. That is quite a large arch. Apparently it's one of the few arches in Moab, in the Moab area, that isn't like a red rock sandstone arch. I think this is still sandstone, but it's not. This isn't red rock country. What a beautiful area this is. I feel like I'm in the Pacific Northwest and not southern Utah. It's so lush and green. It's a really pretty spot. I'm glad I came here. It's a pretty steep hike to get down here. And it took, I think, maybe about 25 minutes or half an hour to get down here. But now I have to go back up. Lots of steps. And amazingly, I've had the place all to myself. I haven't seen another person. I'm back at the car. It took me 26 minutes to get back, and I'm going to head into Moab. I'm not quite sure yet if I'm going to stay in Moab for a few hours or if I'm going to drive through and then come back later in the afternoon. I'll think about it as I'm driving. This is pretty cool. I can see both Geyser Pass, where I was this morning, and La Salle Pass, where I was yesterday. Okay, so let me bring you up to speed here. I drove through Moab. I stopped briefly at a bookstore to look at the books and do some research there on some hikes in Canyonlands National Park. I also saw my book on the shelf there, which was the first time that I've seen it there, so that was pretty exciting. I'm now in Sand Flats Recreation Area, which is east of Moab. The footage of the red rock that you saw just before this was footage from this area, from Sand Flats. This area has a couple of famous trails. There's a famous bike trail called the Slick Rock Trail. And then there's a famous Jeep trail called Fins and Things. And Porcupine Rim is another famous mountain bike trail that starts here. So basically there's hiking and mountain biking and off-roading. So like if you've seen pictures or videos of Jeeps going up fins of slick rock, they're just like creeping up or going down these fins of slick rock, that's usually here in Sand Flats. I'm here because I want to hike to an arch. There's a little known arch here called Otho Arch, and I'm going to hike to it. I don't know how long it'll take. It's about 1 o'clock right now. I'm going to get my hiking gear together, and then I'll hit the trail. I don't really know much about this hike. I have some GPS waypoints to guide me in the right direction, but other than that, I'm just going to be figuring out my way there, so it should be interesting. I'm following this old dirt road until it ends, and then I think I'm going to be making my way down into a canyon. This is a pretty cool rock formation over here. I believe it's called the wedding ring or the engagement ring. And you can see why, huh? Wow, check this out. I believe this is the Mill Creek area, Mill Creek Canyon. Beautiful, it's like the Garden of Eden down there. So I need to get down into the canyon. And so I'm gonna be going this way, and then around, and then down somewhere. Not sure yet. I'll have to figure it out. But that's part of the fun. So I'm not really following the GPS coordinates. I just started to climb down into the canyon, basically. It's a much shorter route. There is another way to get to this arch that involves just regular hiking. It starts way over there, and it's a much longer route by several more miles. I think what I'm doing here is the most direct route. I'm on the trail now that's in the bottom of the canyon. I've been hiking for about an hour. Alright, so this is the main canyon out here. And then here is a side canyon, and this is where the arch should be. I think this might be the arch on the left side there. Nope, that's not the arch, it's just a scoop in the wall. Wow, look at this thing. This is huge. So this is the area directly underneath the arch. I think this is one of the most spectacular arches I've seen. It is just, it's amazing, and it's huge. I don't know, I mean, 75 feet tall maybe, and 30 or 40 feet wide. And there's no one else here, I'm the only one here. It's amazing. It's a Saturday in October in Moab, and I have this place all to myself. It's so big that I'm struggling to fit it into a frame for video. Just know that it's amazing. So kind of behind the arch, there's this flat platform, kind of a ledge or a shelf. Someone has made a couple of chairs and a table and a game of checkers, and made some carvings. There's a dragon. Not sure what these are. This looks like a campfire maybe. It's an eagle, an eagle's head. And then there's this, and a little love seat, some more carvings on it. These aren't old, these are modern carvings. A fire ring. Well, it's interesting to see these things. I'd be kind of bummed if I found this amazing arch, if I came here and there were some like teenagers up here or just a few people up here hanging out. Kind of ruins the ambiance of the place, kind of ruins the pictures. I wouldn't spend the night here. That's not what people want to see when they come here. This is that ledge where those things were. I climbed up these logs right here. And I think I'm gonna head back. It took me about an hour and 25 minutes to get here. And I expect it'll take a little bit longer than that going back, because I'll have to go uphill. Amazing place though. Really beautiful. Almost back to my car. I left the arch an hour and 15 minutes ago, so it actually took less time coming back than it did going there. Probably because I didn't really have to figure out where I was going as much coming back. I'm gonna head into Moab now. I need to get some supplies, some ice and some bread, things like that. And then I'm going to take a shower at the Moab Recreation and Aquatic Center. It's like $5 or $6 or $8, something like that, to take a shower there. I did that a bunch the last time I was in the Moab area, so assuming they're still open, I'm gonna go do that now. Alright, so let me bring you up to date. I went into Moab, I took a shower at the rec center. It felt so good. Oh man, I'm squeaky clean now. It was $5 for the shower. There was no time limit on the shower, and it was really great. Then I went to the grocery store to get bread and ice, and then I got gas, and then I drove south out of Moab on Highway 191, which is the main road that goes through Moab. I needed to find a place to camp, so I just kept my eyes peeled as I was driving south. I wanted to make sure I was far enough away from Moab that there wouldn't be too many other campers around. But I didn't want to keep driving forever because it's getting late and I still have to eat dinner and everything. So kept my eyes peeled, and I saw a dirt turnoff leading off of the main highway. So I decided to take it. I think it was called Flatiron Road or Flatiron Mesa Road. There were signs saying that it was public land, BLM land. I kept driving down that dirt road until I saw a little smaller dirt road that went off to the side. Then I followed that, and then that's how I found this place, this campsite, which is really cool. Let me show it to you. So it's on this bed of slick rock. I've never camped on slick rock before. This is solid rock underfoot. And you can see the red rock of Moab, east of Moab over there. And then you can see where I was the last couple of days, the Sal Mountains. This over here is Sal Pass, where I climbed these two mountains from. It's just a pretty incredible campsite. There's no one else around. Like, there's no one out here. It's pretty amazing. I can't see any roads. I can't really see anything man-made except for there's something over here. I don't know what that is. Maybe an old trough. Anyway, it is just incredibly peaceful and an incredibly beautiful campsite. This is amazing out here. People always ask me how I find such amazing campsites, and I guess there are two parts to that question. The first is that I do not go onto freecampsites.net usually, because if you go there, you're just gonna camp where other people are camped. And second, I just drive until I find an interesting looking dirt road to go down. And luckily in the western US, there are a lot of those. There's a lot of BLM land, a lot of national forest land, and so it's pretty easy to find a campsite. It's 6:09 now. I have about 45 minutes of daylight left. I'm going to make some sandwiches for dinner. Okay, here's the first sandwich. I'll probably have a couple of them. This is pastrami and pepper jack cheese, and then a little bit of basil or of pesto. Not a bad view with dinner. There were a couple other things I wanted to say about the rec center in Moab where I took a shower. The first is that I always take at least one water bottle in with me because I can always fill it up at the rec centers that I go to. I filled this one up today. Also, there was a park right next door, and so there were big trash cans, so I was able to throw all my trash away, which was great. And then one tip I have is that a lot of these rec centers, they have lockers in the bathroom, or I guess in the locker room, and you can rent a lock to put on there. Usually it's a few dollars, sometimes $1. At the Moab Rec Center, it's $3 to rent one. But if you don't want to do that, you can just bring your own lock in, and it's not a big deal. I just polished off 2.5 pastrami sandwiches. I'm feeling good, and I'm ready to turn in for the night. So thanks for watching. As always, leave a comment, let me know what you thought of the video, let me know if you have any questions, and I'll see you in the next video.